in the morning, just after 6 I think it is. So I'm just going to head out to one of my local places to try and take some photos and see how it is. I haven't been there for a couple of years, so I think it's about time to go and see what's there. So the sun hasn't come up yet, so I don't know that it's that important. I was actually hoping that it would be foggy this morning when I came out. This is a great place when it's really, really misty, but I don't know, we'll see what's there when we get there. There might still be some mist over the area that I'm hoping to go to. This is really close to where I live, and it's kind of one of the reasons why I don't think you need to travel to take photos. I think, most of us have something near us that is really good if we just open our eyes and look with our cameras. And, one of the things I think that's pretty amazing about taking photos of this kind of stuff is that you get an opportunity to go over and over and over again, get to photograph it in all seasons, different times of the day, all sorts of things. So let's go and take a look at what's near me. So I'm here in a place called Banyule Flats. It's basically a really large swamp, which I think has been here forever, but after white settlement, it got filled in and all this land was pasteurized. So there were cows running here for a long time, which is when you have a look in it, when you see photos of it, you can see there are fence posts and gates and all that kind of stuff. I think it was about 1994 that they stopped it from being that, and it went back to what it is now. So slowly over the years, I think the Warringal Conservation Society plus the Banyule Council have been doing a lot to try and get it back to the whole area back to more like its natural habitat. But it also makes it kind of interesting to take photos. I think it's a pretty safe bet that there's no mist and we're not going to get a sunrise. Well, we'll get a sunrise, but we're not going to get beautiful colours of one. So I think we're stuck with what's here, which I guess is part of photography. So I've got my X-T3 all set up on Bucky. Bucky's a bit crooked, so I need to lower one of the legs so it's more level. Like I said, I've taken photos here many, many times, and usually it's the trees here which you're trying to capture. The water's almost still enough to get reflections. I might see if I can get a bit closer to the water. But the water's not absolutely still, so I might try putting on one of my filters, maybe a 6-stop, just to give me a bit of time. That might help still the water a bit more. So I'm trying some semi-long exposures. I've got the 6-stop on, but it still seems to be wanting quite a bit of time. There's just too much cloud now, and probably the best bet is to try for some long exposures. I don't know that we're going to get much else here this morning. It's not exactly what I hoped it would be, but that's the joys. I have got some beautiful photos down here in the past, so I'm sure I will again. I just have to keep coming back. This is the first time I've been here for a couple of years, so I know that sounds bad because I live just down the road, but that's how it is. Sometimes you ignore what's really close by. So let's go and see how these photos are going. So I've been standing beside the tripod all this time, and I don't know if you can see there, but the camera's kind of crooked. So I'm going to try that again, but there's the image I just shot. I mean, it's crooked, but it's also, I've lost all the detail in the sky and everything. So I kind of still want to keep my 2-minute exposure. So I'm using f8 at the moment. So I might try closing the aperture down a lot more and seeing what we can get. I love clouds as much as the next person, but clouds like this, just darken this a bit, they're just kind of boring. They don't make any photos that interesting. So the camera's taking a time lapse. I've got a 3 stop-ons to give me a slightly longer exposure, and I think it's taking a photo every 3 seconds, and just over 200 shots. I think it's taken 190 now, so it's almost done. Sometimes time lapse can be quite interesting to see the clouds moving. I think they're moving in the right way. I guess we'll see when we get them on the computer. So I guess this morning was a bit of a bust. I don't know what we'll get, but I guess that's just the way things go. I'm going to show you another spot now around here, which is quite nice for taking photos too, and we'll see how we go with that. I guess it's just one of those things. I guess it's like any place. The more times you go, the more likely you are to get the really amazing shots. Part of my problem is I'm often too lazy to get out of bed in the morning and just come down here. I might start trying to stop that and get better at doing it. I don't come down here in summer at all. I'm too scared to, I have to admit. The snakes down here scare the bejesus out of me, and I don't want to get bitten by a snake, so I tend to stay away. It's more a winter place for me. Even now I'm a bit worried. I mean it's April and it has got a lot colder a lot sooner this year than it normally does, but sorry, this camera's getting heavy, but still the snakes could still be out, who knows. And it's a mild morning, so best to always be vigilant. Okay, let's go to this other spot. So this is another spot for to take photos here, and you can see sort of see all the trees are sort of side by side, so I guess you get a side view of it. The only real problem with here is that you're kind of a long way away from the trees, but not much you can do. You can get closer to the tree sometimes in summer, which I guess is a lie. I do come down here sometimes, but not very often. I have been down here when all of the water has dried up. They can let it happen, and they do let it happen from time to time, so you can come down here and there'll be no water here at all, which is kind of fun, so you can walk out and walk around the trees. But it doesn't happen very often. It certainly wouldn't have happened last summer because we had so much rain, but there you go. Anyway, I'm taking another time lapse here, so you'll see that in the video, and then I might try a few photos, but I think I'm just really hungry and I think I just want to go home now. So this area, I think I said, is called Banyule Flats, part of Banyule Council. I live in Banyule Council. I think I'm really, really lucky with where I live. I live in part of the green belt that goes along the Yarra River, which, if you've ever been to Melbourne and you've seen some of my other videos, the Yarra River ends up in the city. So we have all this parkland, so much of it, and I think when we moved here we had absolutely no idea. I mean, part of the reason we wanted the house we bought was because there were cows in paddocks across the road. There's horses there now, but we were also told that it would never be built on, so it would always be that way. So I think, and one of the nice things about it too is that people don't seem to know about it. So we live in this very quiet pocket, and we're only like, I don't know, about 15 kilometres from the city centre. So we're very, very lucky. Well, we're just going to pop in here and have another look at another spot you can have a look at. There are a couple of seats here, and then I've got to go home. I'm so hungry. Okay, let's check it out here. Well, it's breakfast time here at Banyule Flats with all the birds, so I think it's time for me to head home and do the same. So I'll catch up with you back at home. Backyard, and I just want to give you a quick look this week to just show you some of the things that we've been doing. Susie's outside right now, so I might let you see her exploring. We've been letting her come outside a little bit, but we've also been changing a few things in the backyard, so let's go and take a look. So there are a few things that are different. These here are different. I've got a couple of really large grow bags that I filled with compost. The first one here has potatoes in it, and that one over there I've planted with garlic. I've had the potatoes for a while, so I'm not really sure they're going to work, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Here are 2 more raised garden beds. So these are new. Again, we've filled them with compost. I've found I get a lot better results with compost than I do with the top garden soil for vegetables, apparently. But I've got some seedlings to plant into them, and I also want to plant some more lettuce and maybe some more beetroot. We'll see. But that's probably all we'll do as far as raised garden beds until next spring. The tomatoes have also finished. I've pulled the ones out at the front. It's kind of sad, really, but I guess I learned a lot, so there'll be a lot more to do next summer. Knowing that it's an absolute mess out here, and I've got a lot of work to do to clean it up. But the other thing I've done is planted my fruit trees. So that's my apricot, there's the nectarine tree, and the cherry tree. This tree here is coming down next month, so we think we might plant an orange tree. My husband loves oranges. I don't mind them, so we might do that, and we might see if we can find some room for a plum tree. I love plum jam. Well, that's it from me this week. I hope you enjoyed the trip to Banyule Flats. I've got more trips planned, more photography trips, and I guess I'll see you next week. Bye.